another pie. I've been making some pies, and this one, oh, you're gonna love this one, because I know, and if you guys are like me, you love any kind of pie. You probably like pie just as well as you do cake sometimes. But this one is going to be a coconut chocolate cream pie mixed together. But I'll show you what we're going to do. We'll start by putting 2/3 of a cup of sugar in this bowl and 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch, and we'll twist that up. And I've got 3 cups of milk. You know this is my good old cow milk. I think I'm going to mix it up today before I turn that heat on. The other day, I put my sugar in there and turned the heat on, and then the sugar was about to caramelize to the bottom of the pan. Leave it to me to do something. But you know, you can kind of make mistakes and your cooking still turn out okay. Alright, I'm turning you on. I gotta plug it up. Now we're plugged up, ready to go. I know you guys have turned on crock pots and stuff before and forgot to plug them up or turn them on. You've done that before. I'm not the only person around here that does silly stuff. I know I'm not. And I'm back to this pot. This filling is just about to fill this pot up. Let's get a dash of salt. Just a dash of salt. I'm going to move my microphone just a little bit closer. That might be, you might be able to hear me better. But anyway, we put 2/3 of a cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cornstarch, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 3 cups of whole milk into this pot. Now, I need to keep it stirred while it cooks. Now that's going to take a minute, so I think I'm going to pause you and bring you back when it starts to bubble and we do the next step to it. Or should I just talk to you? There's not really very many pies that I don't like, but I will tell you one time I went out to this is 40 years ago, I went out to my husband's aunt's, and she had made pie, and she asked if I wanted a piece of pie. I could see the pie there. It was a nut pie, and it looked like pecan, and I thought, boy, this pie is going to be so good. So I got a piece of it, and it wasn't pecan pie, it wasn't English walnut, it was black walnut pie. And I'm not really a big fan of black walnuts, but that was a nut pie made with black walnuts. That was probably my least favorite pie that I'd had. I ate it. I wasn't going to tell her that I really didn't like black walnuts. Let me twist a little bit. Keep it stirred off the bottom so it doesn't stick on the bottom. Stir. It's cooking. How come I just try to do everything in such a hurry? I've got to learn to kind of slow down, because it's always hurry, hurry, hurry. Hurry, Rita. But, you know, farm life is always kind of, you got to hurry up and do something because you have to go do something else. I was making these pies. I made another pie, but this one I was making for a fundraiser. But if I don't get with it, I'm going to run out of time and not get all of them made that I had planned on making. I'm going to whisk it again. I almost think I scorched it. Just turn it down. Rita, I think you scorched the bottom of it. I think I did. That's not good. You ever scorch one making it? It's not the first time I've done that. I'm going to go ahead and add some of that to these eggs. I've got 3 eggs here, and I'm going to add a little bit of it to them eggs. Stir that up. And just keep this stirred. Add a little bit more. Now that's got that tempered now. We're going to put it in there. I won't have scrambled eggs. Swirling around on me. Give it a whisk again. I'm going to turn it off now because it's bubbly. Alright, it's just a bubbly. Look how thick that got. Now we're going to have to do the next step to it though. I'm going to take 1.5 cups of it out of here. That's about a cup. We're going to take 1/2. You can see my little bird spots. I'm not going to lie about it. And to that part, we're going to add some coconut. I'll stir that in a minute. This is needing some attention. But to this remaining part, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of baking cocoa, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of milk. So it's going to turn chocolate. Get that all stirred in there. Can you see how it's turning into chocolate, the chocolate layer now? There goes a fly. Let me get this whisk so I can get that all whisked in there. Now there's our chocolate pie. I think I'm going to get a little bit more of this out of this little bowl and stir it in there. Turn that back on and cook it just a little bit more because I want to make sure that it's not one of those everlasting pies. There's our chocolate. Keep it stirred. I sure hope that doesn't taste scorched because I actually did scorch it. Alright, it's bubbling again. Get some spoons. Now that's my chocolate. And here's some that I took out. I took out 1.5 cups and I mixed some coconut in with it. That's my coconut layer. Now let's find a way let's find a way to work here. I don't know if you can see me if I move up here or not. But I went ahead and I pre-baked my pie shell. I'll move it here. And I'm going to pour about half of that chocolate in there. And I probably ought to let that cool just a minute. But I've got the coconut layer, which I'm going to put. I'm going to spoon it gently so maybe it all don't. If I wasn't in such a hurry, I would probably let each layer cool just a little bit as I added it. And yep, I did. I forgot to add my butter. I forgot to add my butter and my vanilla. We'll just put it in that chocolate. Oh dear. Do as I say, not as I do. Now see, now we have, if you can see, we have the chocolate layer, the coconut layer. And now we're gonna add some more chocolate. Alright. The pot's kind of hot. We're going to spoon that on top of the coconut. And we'll make a meringue to go on top of it too. So let's get this part done. I kind of made a little bit of a mess here. Just a little bit. Only way you can say you never made a mess or messed anything up is if you never done anything. Then you can say you never made a mistake. Because none of us are perfect. And I don't know if you can see, but I didn't start very good, and that's burn on the bottom. But that's looking good. Like I said, I'm going to turn you off and beat the meringue, and then we'll come back and put it on there and finish our pie. You can't taste that burnt part. You sure can't. Has a good flavor. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Now we're going to finish this pie. Here's our egg whites and sugar, dash of salt. Let's get a spoon. We're going to put it on the chocolate coconut pie. We're going to take it all the way to the edges. Don't want to get it too high because I've got to put it in a box and take it someplace else tonight. them calf slobbers on there. I don't know. I don't know if that's just an Arkansas hillbilly thing or if they say that all over the country. But I think I've heard that my whole life. That's what they called meringue. Oh man, that's pretty. Let's kind of make sure it's not real tall on the top because it's got to go in my box. I'm not sure. Will that fit in my box? Let's see. Just barely. Just barely. Got to do the sprinkle of the coconut on the top. Maybe that'll keep it from sticking too bad to the window of our little box. Alrighty. I'm going to put this in the oven and brown that meringue. And I'll be back to show you when it's done. But I can't cut it. Can't cut it. We're just going to show it to you when it's done. And here we go. It's out of the oven. Chocolate coconut cream pie. It's going to be good. Y'all need to try this recipe. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Love y'all.